Chancellor Cummings, candidates for the baccalaureate degree from the College of Arts and Sciences, the School of Business, the School of Education, the College of Health Sciences, and the Bachelor of Interdisciplinary Studies program have now assembled for the 2019 winter commencement exercises.
Thank you, Dr. Freeman. Good morning, graduates, special friends. What a glorious day we have to celebrate your commencement. I am pleased to welcome you all to the 2019 winter commencement ceremony at the University of North Carolina at Pembroke. Graduates, this is your day, and we are gathered here to celebrate with you and to recognize you on this incredibly important milestone in your life. Will you please remain standing for the invocation by Reverend Charles Oxendine, minister of the Pembroke Gospel Chapel.
Our God and our Father, as we meet here today, our minds go back to a young man who lived approximately 3,000 years ago. As a lad tending his father's sheep, he was called and anointed to be the king of the nation of Israel. 10 or more years later, he received his third anointing and was finally installed as the rightful king. Then the king goes and sits before the Lord and speaks thusly. First of all, he says, "Who am I, O Lord God?" He remembers once he was a shepherd boy, and there may be some in this room here today who wonder at the privilege they have enjoyed at this institution. Today they receive a certification signifying an accomplishment which will enable them to pursue a call in life to a greater challenge. Secondly, he said, "Well, who art as great a God as you?" And he recognizes that it was only by God's help that he was in such a notable position with such a great charge. Thirdly, he says, "Well, now, and who is like your people?" They were a people of great privilege. These young people here today have great spheres of service before them. After this, David went forth and conquered. May these graduates go forth and successfully meet the challenges they will encounter. We ask these things in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. Amen.
Thank you, Mr. Oxendine. Please remain standing for just a little bit more as we join in singing the national anthem led by the Pembroke Singers under the direction of Dr. Jaeyoon Kim. Thank you. You may be seated. Pembroke singers, Dr. Kim, that was incredible. Graduates, you know what an important occasion this is, and we could not agree with you more. Many representatives from throughout the university community, including faculty and staff members, trustees of the university, and special guests, are here to witness your commencement, to celebrate this accomplishment, and to offer you a little advice for your future. I would like to recognize members of the platform party who are here to support your achievement but will not be speaking in this morning's ceremony. I will ask each to please stand and remain standing and be recognized as their names are called. Please hold your applause until all have been introduced. Senior administrators of the university, Dr. Tegan Decker, Interim Dean of the Esther G. Maynard Honors College. Dr. Irene Aiken, Dean of the Graduate School. Dr. Beth Holder, Dean of the University College. Dr. Kelly Ficklin, Assistant Professor of Elementary Education. Ms. Christina Reeves, University Registrar. Dr. Lisa Schaefer, Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs. Mr. Dick Christie, Director of Athletics. Mr. Kelvin Jacobs, General Counsel of the University. Ms. Jody Phelps, Chief Communications and Marketing Officer and Interim Vice Chancellor for Advancement. Mr. Kelvin Wilkinson, Executive Director of External Affairs. Mr. Mark Gogol, Chief of Staff. From the University of North Carolina at Pembroke's Board of Trustees, Mr. Ed Brooks, Mr. Pat Corso. Please join me in applauding these university leaders. I now ask that all faculty please rise to be recognized. Graduates, it is because of their hard work and dedication to this school that our graduates, that you are here today. They deserve much credit and your appreciation. Graduates, please join me in applauding your faculty. Thank you. You may be seated. I would also like to make a personal recognition. I want to thank my wife, Rebecca. Quite simply, Rebecca, I could not do this without you. You are my best friend, supporter in all and through all things. You are my foundation. This university is fortunate to have you as our First Lady, and I am blessed to have you as my wife. Rebecca, would you please stand? It is our tradition to put the flags of our international graduates' home countries on the stage. So we are proud this morning to include flags from China, Guatemala, Italy, Mexico, and Panama in honor of our graduates from those countries. Today, yes. Today we have a somber acknowledgement as we remember one member of Brave Nation, our campus community, who is no longer with us. Our thoughts and prayers remain with the family of Nathan Toller, a first-year biology major, a member of the wrestling team, who passed away during the fall semester. Please join me in a moment of silence for this student who will forever be considered part of Brave Nation. Thank you. I now invite Dr. Abigail Mann, Chair of the Faculty Senate, Ms. April Whittemore-Locklear, Chair of the Staff Council, and Mr. Thomas Crow Albritton, President of the Student Government Association, to bring greetings.
On behalf of the faculty of the University of North Carolina at Pembroke, I extend our sincere congratulations on your degree and the achievement it represents. We appreciate the work you have done to reach this point and the impact you will have on our community as you employ your skills and knowledge.
Jouet. On behalf of the UNCP Staff Council, I honor you today. You stand for a culture of unwavering reciprocity, uncovering the narrow definitions of identity, social justice, and global education. And for this, I say thank you. Congratulations to you all. Nyawe.
How we doing, class of fall 2019? Yeah? Y'all ready to graduate? I don't think y'all are. Are y'all ready to graduate? There we go, there we go. You know, I was asked to make this quick, and as someone who likes to talk a lot, I got really nervous at first. I thought, how do I write a speech about such a big part of our lives in such a short amount of time? Then I began to think about just how short our undergraduate careers really are in the grand scheme of our lives. When you think about it, it's not long at all. But despite how quick the time flies by, it leaves an impact. I'm sure that each and every one of you here has been inspired by something or someone during your time at UNCP. I'm also sure that every one of you here has in some way impacted other people and our community during your few short years you've been here. With all that you've accomplished in your short time here, just imagine what you can do in the future. And I know I and everyone else here can't wait to see what you accomplish. So of course, be bold, be incredible, and of course, be brave. Congratulations, and thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mann, Ms. Locklear, and Thomas. We are honored to have this morning a member of the University of North Carolina Board of Governors with us. This is a governor who has been very supportive of our university to ensure that the University of North Carolina at Pembroke remained in key conversations when NC Promise was proposed, and instrumental in helping us secure funding for our School of Business and other projects. He has been on this campus many times. He is a dear friend. I invite now Governor James Holmes, Jr., who will bring greetings from the University, from the Board of Governors and the UNC System Office. Governor Holmes.
Thank you, Chancellor. It is always a pleasure to be back with friends at Pembroke, and we always enjoy spending time here. Thank you and good morning. On behalf of the Board of Governors of the University of North Carolina and Interim President William Roper, it is truly my pleasure to bring greetings this morning to the graduates, family, distinguished faculty, staff, and alumni, trustees, Chairman Metzger, Dr. Jim Jones, Chancellor Cumming, and members of the esteemed platform party. Most importantly, to those we honor today, the dedicated scholars who have reached this important milestone in their academic journey. Today, we celebrate the success of UNC Pembroke's class of 2019. Each of you has reached this moment through hard work and determination, and I know this great university has prepared you to succeed in life after you leave here today. UNC Pembroke prides itself in being a university of positive impact for this region, and as graduates, your university is depending on each of you to carry out that mission. I ask that each of you rise to the challenge and take the skills you have learned here to make your university proud. Graduates, it's truly a privilege to be here to share this important day with you, your families, and those who have helped you along the way. I wish you all the best of luck and congratulations on a job well done. And just a moment off script, as each one of you go out to make your mark in this world, as there's no doubt you truly will, be sure you remember the university that helped set that course for you. Stay engaged, give back, and always be a part of this university that has helped prepare you for your life journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Governor Holmes. This morning, it is my great honor as your chancellor and a personal privilege in my life to introduce to you one of our university's strongest advocates. Dr. James G. Jones was the first American Indian to graduate from Wake Forest University and subsequently the first from the Bowman Gray School of Medicine. He is the founder of the Family Medicine Program at East Carolina University School of Medicine. Dr. Jones served as president of both the North Carolina as well as the National Academy of Family Physicians, an incredibly high position in medicine. He has served on the UNC Pembroke Board of Trustees, including leading as its chair for 2 years. He is a man of accomplishment, yet incredible humility. Jim is also a dear friend and someone I've considered a role model and mentor over the past decades. He is someone that when he speaks, people listen. Students, I encourage you this morning to listen as his words are laced with sincerity and wisdom from a life well invested. He is proof your circumstances do not determine where you go in life. They merely determine where you start. And with determination and hard work, you too will and can accomplish incredible things in your life. It is my pleasure to introduce your commencement speaker, Dr. James G. Jones.
I don't trust Dr. Billingsley, so I brought my own manuscript. Well, hello, graduates. Let's make some noise. What an honor and pleasure it is to be here with you. I'm trying to not offend anyone by not naming all of the people that should be recognized. So, Chancellor Cummings, I'll expect that you and Mr. Metzger would pass along my appreciation for this invitation. But my remarks are directed to everyone here. Chancellor, I really appreciate that very generous introduction. I hope that you won't think me immodest to point out that you did not mention that I was president of my 5th grade class. I'm especially proud of that because I held the position 2 years in a row. I actually must confess to being surprised a bit when Chancellor called and asked if I would speak today, because over the last several years he's asked my advice several times on a recommendation for the commencement speaker. And you've heard that I'm a humble man, so I didn't want to suggest myself. I did mention to him, however, that I had addressed the commencement address at 2 other major universities in the state. Seemed not to affect him, but so I was surprised a bit when he called and asked if I would do this today. So I called my friend, Dean O'Brien. He's always got something hatching. Some of you don't know what that means, but let me tell you how this works. When I pause, that's your cue to laugh. So Dr. O'Brien said, I'll look into it for you, Dr. Jones. And Dean O'Brien called back and he said, well, I went to talk to the Chancellor about this, and this is what the Chancellor told me. The faculty voted not to have a commencement speaker. But the students wanted a commencement speaker. So the Chancellor says he chose Dr. Jones because he'd be the nearest thing to no speaker you could get. Enough of that. Imagine, if you will, it's the year 1939. We're on the campus of Pembroke Normal School for Indians. It has just been approved to grant a 4-year degree, making it the first institution of higher learning in the nation that was fully funded by the state to educate Indians. It's a very sparsely settled campus at this time. There are just a few buildings. The main building was one that affectionately was called Old Main. We'll leave the campus now stumble over the railroad track, and we'll turn left onto what then was Highway 74. Highway 74 connected Charlotte and the western part of the state to Wilmington and the coast. We'll go through the small town of Pembroke, cross over the Atlantic Coastline Railroad tracks that connected the northeast of the state of Florida. We're going to continue eastward for about a mile to the property where now the Walmart stands. There's a two-story brick house on the left, designed and built by Arthur Jones, who resides there with his wife, Dovey Lowry Jones. We're going to turn right in front of the brick house and travel down a dirt road that flanks the little farm that the Joneses own. We come to a little wooden house with a tin roof, and there huddled on the front porch as the darkness starts to fall are a group of small children, the oldest of which is a girl, a little over 7 years old, and the youngest one is a little boy, 1 year old. They've escaped the heat of the tin-roofed house, having been beaten all day by the hot August sun. They're trying to keep cool on the porch of the little framed house, which is fronted by a forest of longleaf pines and hardwoods. And as the darkness envelops the little group, all is heard is the barking of dogs distantly and the screeching of owls mixed together, and the children glaze down the long dirt road. They're looking for their mother, who left mid-morning, having made no provisions for the children, and she hasn't returned as the darkness falls. And they look, and they wait, and they look, and they wait. The older sister gets in a rocking chair and rocks the 1-year-old baby boy till she, with the monotonous rocking of the chair, falls asleep and rocks off the porch into the shrubbery. She gathers up the little children and puts them to bed, quietly puts them to bed. No mother, no father, no one but the little children. So now it's morning again. The little crowd of children awaken and they go out. There's no one there, so they glean what food they can from the remnants of a summer garden. The father had moved out some 6 months earlier, and the older brother had moved across the road to the brick house as a companion for the grandparents. So they just stay there. No one comes, and the widow lady next door notices that the children are left alone, walks down the dirt road to get word to the grandparents that the children are left unattended. Presently, Arthur, with his mule and wagon, appears down the dirt road, loads the little children and their meager belongings into the wagon, and sets out for the big brick house, a house, incidentally, that he designed and built himself. After getting word to the children's father, the grandfather asks, "What do you want to do about the children?" The father replies, "Put them in an orphanage." What must have pursued as a agonizing conversation between this old couple who had reared 7 children of their own and probably looked forward to a peaceful life on a small farm adjacent to town. My grandmother, Dovey Lowry Jones, was a strong and determined woman. Her answer to that was, "If you two people cannot live together, that's your business. These children will never go to an orphanage." Fast forward now, if you will, it's 50 years later. And the platform is a gentleman standing there in sartorial splendor, enjoying the cheering crowd of 600 delegates and friends who have just elected him as president of the American Academy of Family Physicians, the largest medical specialty in America, with 130,000 physician and student resident members. He's standing there with a little resemblance to the little boy who was one of the gang of children on that porch on a hot August day in Pembroke. He's well-dressed, articulate, doesn't look anything like the little boy who had no store-bought clothes until after he was in the 3rd grade. As he stands there reveling in the applause of his admiring friends, the sound is interrupted by the quiet beating of a drum. Boom, boom, boom. The crowd settles down, becomes quiet, and from the back are 2 Native Americans in traditional dress take the drum beats down to this gentleman standing on the stage. And there they perform before the audience a smudging ceremony and a prayer of gratitude and guidance to the young professor, doctor who's just been installed as a president of this large medical organization. Well, by now you probably figured out this is my real life story. And as Paul Harvey would say, how about the rest of the story? The rest of the story is of those 5 children who were left there, reared by their grandparents with little or no help from anyone else, except what the earnings from this small farm and what they earned as children delivering papers up and down the road. And I'm sure some of the older members of this audience will remember that they came pedaling that bicycle every morning and came back on Saturday to collect the money. Well, I tell you this story for one reason only. At the end of that ceremony with the native blessings, incidentally, the young man was a family doctor who got special permission to be trained so he could be a holy man to administer the smudging ceremony. Usually takes years. He did it in a year and a half so that he could do that. I tell that story because I asked one of the doctors who was standing there with tears in his eyes why it was so emotional. He said to me, I was moved because here is a man who's just reached the pinnacle of his profession, who takes a moment out to remember from whence he came. So my first advice to you graduates is don't ever forget from where you came and on whose shoulders you now stand. Remember the old saying that as you ride in the countryside and see a turtle on a fence post, you can be pretty sure the turtle didn't get there by himself. You're catching on. I asked Dr. Scott Billingsley, who I wanted to give a shout out because he prepared me well for coming today, but to tell me a little about the graduates. I congratulate you because a large percentage of you are the first members of your family ever to graduate from college. God bless you, but again, don't forget from where you came. So my remarks today are made with the hope that I can be some inspiration. They're directed towards anyone who's ever felt abandoned, inferior, disadvantaged, ignored, bullied, discriminated against, or trivialized in any kind of way. Just remember this: despite all of its problems, in this great country, You can be anything you choose to be. There are many of you whose stories probably would dwarf mine in comparison to how far you've come. Some of you now will meet greater challenges, but I want you to know you've now taken the first step towards becoming the best person with the most opportunity to offer to make our world a better place because you have gotten a great education at this great institution. Incidentally, don't leave here without finding your favorite professor and giving them a hug for all they've done for you. The office that I've occupied, both in my private practice and at the university, always had two pictures of individuals. They both were teachers. One taught me the incredible power of thinking, and the other one taught me the importance of remaining humility-oriented as you pass through. So I have a few points I want to give you, and I'll make it quick because I've got to sit here for all of you getting your degree. Don't be discouraged by people who would hold you back. My great hero as a child, and remains, was the great humanitarian, probably the greatest person of the 20th century, Albert Schweitzer, who at age 27 had earned 3 doctoral degrees, but felt that his place in life was to be a medical missionary to Africa. Long story short, I actually got to meet Dr. Schweitzer's daughter in some work I did in helping found the Schweitzer Fellowship here in North Carolina. But as I contemplated going to medical school, I thought it would be wise to get some advice from the only doctor in town at that time. As a man who I knew well, I delivered his paper every day for 5 or 6 years. I cut his grass every week in the summertime. So I called him hoping for some advice about what kind of studies I should take in college that would better prepare me for admission to medical school. In return, all I heard was a great horse laugh and the clicking of a telephone hanging up. He thought it very humorous that a little Indian boy would think he could go to medical school. But every time I became discouraged and thought maybe the dream I dreamed was too big, that horse laugh renewed my determination. Number 2, as you climb the ladder of success, don't fall in the trap that too many leaders fall into. It's been my experience in observing people who have been successful that one success entitles them to the next success. That was not true of me. My success, when I accomplished one, my reference point was not the last successful ladder that I climbed. My reference point was a poor little Indian boy riding a bicycle to deliver papers on a cold, wet December day. So that I was my biggest fan. That's a big expense from Pembroke to be on the stage becoming indoctrinated as the president of the AAFP. Not so big if you've just expected to be there. So don't expect that your last victory will entitle you to the next. Thirdly, never let your goals be entirely for yourself, but reach beyond your self-interest and consider the larger world of possibilities. Life is not a spectator sport. In fact, Babe Ruth said, if your uniform isn't dirty, you haven't been in the game. And my favorite American humorist of all times, Will Rogers, said, you can be on the right track and get run over if you just stand there. So learn to persevere and don't be afraid of hard work. Indeed, in Malcolm Caldwell's book, The Outlier, he offers example after example of people that we ordinarily think of as being successful, and then shows you the work that they did. It's his belief, Mr. Gladwell's belief, that in order to be an achiever of great things, you have to invest at least 10,000 hours before you can expect to be rewarded. And the people's stories he writes about in that category, people like Bill Gates and the Beatles, both of whom invested well over 10,000 hours before they were recognized. Fifthly, don't treat yourself because you've had some accomplishments without some humility. I recall one time, years ago, I happened to be in New York on a media tour with two other colleagues of mine. And those of you who are familiar with New York, you know that along, I think it's the south entrance to Central Park, are some very expensive grand hotels, and we were actually staying there. Obviously, I wasn't paying for it, but we were there, and I was to meet my companions in the lobby, and we were going out to dinner. As I came down, I glanced in the mirror. Wow. And I looked in the mirror and I thought, boy, I'm really looking good. Hart Marks and Schaffner suit on with a cashmere overcoat over my arm. Oh, and Miss Debbie would be proud of her boy. About that time, there was a tap on my shoulder and the doorman said, "Hey, Mac, move your limousine so people can get in the driveway." So don't think too highly of yourself. As you view the world which you're about to become a more active part, I have no doubt that you're impressed by the divisiveness, the lack of moral integrity, commitment to self-interest, getting ahead at whatever price, and the decreased commitment to hard work. Some of you might be frightened by that. Don't let that knock you off your goal. Thomas Paine was a corset maker, a failed teacher, and a tax collector before he authored a little book called Common Sense, which ignited a revolution. I'd like to leave you also with a verse of scripture. It's Matthew 5:14. You are the light of the world. A town on a hill cannot be hidden. So now that you have your education, now that you stand at the doorway to your future, I hope you'll take some of these advices, and I have some more, but you'll have to wait and read the book. Don't be afraid, because from this day forward, you are brave. Go Braves!
Thank you, Jim. Students, you've again just heard your present circumstances don't determine your future. They're just where you start. And that's a real life story that you just heard from an incredible person. Jim, this university, this community, this region, this nation have benefited from your leadership, that little boy on that front porch, and your hard work, your career in medicine. Sir, we are greatly honored to have had you as our commencement speaker. So at this time, we will continue. At this time, I want to invite Mr. Don Metzger, the chairman of the UNC Pembroke's Board of Trustees, to the podium. He plays a very important role, students. Chairman Metzger will authorize the awarding of your degrees.
You sure you want me to read this? It is with great pleasure and immense pride that I congratulate the class of 2019 on behalf of the UNC Pembroke Board of Trustees. I join the alumni, friends, and families, especially the parents of our graduates, in celebrating their success in earning their degrees. Speaking for the Board of Trustees of this university and acting under the delegation of powers of the Board of Governors of the University of North Carolina System, I authorize you, Chancellor Robin Gary Cummings, to confirm the appropriate degrees upon the graduates approved by the faculties. Congratulations once again. The university's provost, Dr. David Ward, will now present the candidates for degrees. Go Braves!
Chancellor Cummings, I call upon the deans of the College of Arts and Sciences, the College of Health Sciences, the School of Business, and the School of Education to present to you the candidates for degrees who will be awarded diplomas upon completion of all requirements of their degree programs as prescribed by the faculty, the Board of Trustees of the University of North Carolina at Pembroke, and the Board of Governors of the University of North Carolina. Dr. Jeff Frederick, Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences.
I ask that all candidates for undergraduate degrees from the College of Arts and Sciences to please stand and remain standing. Chancellor Cummings, the College of Arts and Sciences is pleased to present the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts and the Bachelor of Science.
Dr. Ted Telmaco, Dean of the College of Health Sciences.
I ask all candidates for undergraduate degrees from the College of Health Sciences to please stand and remain standing. Chancellor Cummings, the College of Health Sciences is pleased to present the candidates for the Bachelor of Science in Exercise and Sports Science, Bachelor of Science in Health and Physical Education, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, and Bachelor of Social Work.
Dr. Barry O'Brien, Dean of the School of Business.
I ask all candidates for undergraduate degrees from the School of Business and candidates for the Bachelor of Interdisciplinary Studies degree to please stand and remain standing. Chancellor Cummings, the School of Business is pleased to present the candidates for the Bachelor of Science in Accounting and the Bachelor of Science in Business Administration. In addition, the BIS Council is pleased to present the candidates for the Bachelor of Interdisciplinary Studies.
Dr. Zoe Locklear, Dean of the School of Education.
I ask all candidates for undergraduate degrees from the School of Education to please stand and remain standing. Chancellor Cummings, the School of Education is pleased to present the candidates for the Bachelor of Science in birth through kindergarten education, Bachelor of Science in elementary education, and Bachelor of Science in special education.
Chancellor Cummings, all candidates for degrees are hereby presented.
Thank you, Dr. Ward. I now ask all faculty to please stand and remain standing in support of these graduates as confirmation of their meeting the rigorous standards set forth by this university. I now ask all UNC Pembroke alumni, who are present today among the faculty on the platform or in the audience, would you please stand and remain standing as witnesses to the conferral of these degrees and the acceptance of these students into the ranks of loyal alumni. Upon the recommendation of the faculty, by the authority vested in me by the UNC System Board of Governors and the UNC Pembroke Board of Trustees, and now upon the completion of all requirements, I will confer upon these candidates the degree for which they have satisfied requirements with all of its rights, honors, and responsibilities. Please join me in applauding these graduates. You may be seated. Okay, graduates, this is what you've been waiting for, working for, dreaming about. You've gone by, you've gotten all that paperwork filled out, you've gotten all your signatures, you've gone by the office, and you've paid off that parking ticket. We'll check, I assure you. Now, Dr. Jonathan Drehos, Associate Professor in the Department of English, Theater, and Foreign Languages and Director of our Theater Program, will announce the names of those candidates who are present today.
Since individual graduates are recognized by calling their names as they walk across the stage, we ask the entire audience to be respectful of the graduates and their families. We also ask that you remain seated and stay for the entire ceremony. Will the candidates for baccalaureate degrees please step forward as their names are called? Please note that those students graduating summa cum laude, magna cum laude, or cum laude wear the gold cord. Some graduates are wearing special symbols denoting their membership in academic honor societies. Hakeem Jelani Abdur Rahim. Michael Abraham. Dusty Marie Adair. Alexa Ray Adamson. Paul Harmon Olderman. Adam Joseph Alley. Tiana Q. Anderson. April Nicole Atkinson. Leslie Ray Barrett. Sydney Laurel Blake. Crystal A. Blue. Carlisa D. Brown. Shannon Ann Bullard. Hayden Michael Burns. Ana Carrillo Delgado. Cynthia Kayla Castillo Castillejos. Alberto Ceballos. Herman Brent Chavis. James E. Christian. Ethan B. Cluis, summa cum laude, Esther G. Maynor, Honors College. Kashana R. Crudup. Faith Cramel. Hannah N. Cummings, magna cum laude. Justin J. Davis. Taylor Lynn Davis, magna cum laude. Juan Carlos de la Cruz Sarabia. Brittany N. Dial. Matthew Sean Doyle. Brianna Shanae Durham. Cynthia Renee Edie. Shanata Nicole Edwards. Dalen Isaiah Faison. Stephen Timothy Farrell. Celeste Flores. Jacob Hilton Frederick. Jasmine Dominique Freeman. Vanessa Bridget Gamble. Savannah Lewis Glover. Kaylee R. Goreski. Kiana Shainay Hargett. Christina Petruccelli Harper. Kayla Sierra Hicks. Amber Renee Hill. Cameron L. Hodges. Kaylee Brooke Holden. Kenneth Charles Hyman. Nija Ingram. Olivia Caree Jackson, cum laude. Tyler B. Jackson. Zyteria Chavez Jackson. Mariah Yvette Jacobs. Drina Cogdell Johnson. Betty K. Jones. Chasante Erica Jones. Harley D. Jones. John David Kaiser. Catherine R. Keaveney. Connie Kern. Natasha Devon Nolan. Tisha Kiana Kuhn. Joshua Dylan Lang. Dora R. Lewis. Hunter Rose Lewis, cum laude. Charlie Daniel Locklear. Hope Leanne Locklear. Jasmine Locklear. Selena Marie Locklear. Alexandra Ludwig. Carlos Antonio Mancia Garcia. Tierra May. Trent Dean Maynor. Erin Elaine McCauley. Christian Felice McDonald. Sterling C. McKelvey, magna cum laude. Thomasina B. McRae. Maya Morris. Jada Quadesia Morrison. Sheena Patrice Morrison. LaDeja Simone Murphy. Brent A. Nicholson, cum laude. Alexis T. Oxendine. Timothy Mark Oxendine, Jr. Stephen J. Parker. Aaliyah Chanel Paris. Maggie E. Pate. Mark Henry Perryman. Desiree Randall. Dyron J. Ray. Maria A. Regalado. Philip Neal Riley, cum laude, to be commissioned Second Lieutenant, U.S. Army. Alexis Brooke Reynolds, cum laude. Stefan Ortis Richardson. Roshonda Richard. Noé Alejandro Rodriguez Ahumada. Daniel Rodriguez. Vanessa Ross. Ashley Faith Saristo. Jenna Brooke Sampson. Anna Luz Sanford. Jerome Umberto Sarevia. Margaret Abigail Sawyer, cum laude. Liana Henry Simmons. Brianna Shante Slaughter. Hunter Nicole Smith. Yolanda Smith. Chelsea C. Spence. Tyler A. Scott. Stalford Lee Smith. Austin Joseph Stead. Stacy Stewart. Talisha Taylor McRae. Keishla Annie Vega. Christina Velasquez. Tanae Marie Ward. Jasmine Latifa Washington. Mahogany D. Williams. Daniel Joseph Young, magna cum laude, Esther G. Maynor Honors College. Gary Davis Adams. Brittany Gloria Alcira. Orlando Alvarez. Gabrielle A. Apollo. Roki A. Arias. Matthew T. Bear. Savannah Nicole Bean, cum laude. Tierra A. Benjamin. Terrell A. Berry. Monasia Y. Best. Tierra Brantley. Kelsey Nicole Brigman, cum laude. Patrick Andrew Britt. Aaron Christopher Brown, summa cum laude. Rachel Lee Bryan, cum laude. Anthony O. Bullard, cum laude, to be commissioned Second Lieutenant, U.S. Army. Jenna Marie Burns. Burns. Sally Nicole Cannon. Erin L. Carter. Destiny Latrice Chambers. Cheyenne A. Charles. Ana E. Chavez Loredo. Garrett D. Chavis. Myquan Leonard Cole. Aaliyah Lachey Cook. Madison E. Davenport. Amy Lauren Adeze Duru. Janae Charnice Elam. Shanoa Rain Emmanuel. Adugo Uchechi Eze. Vidaliz Fonseca. Micah Ellis Funderburk. Monet Teller Gilliam. Alyssa Shantavia Danielle Godfrey Richardson. Marisol Gomez. Brittany Alexis Goodman. Raheem Emmanuel Gore. Shakira Dashawn Graham. Chase Alexander Green. Roberto Xavier Griffin. Tristan Michael Haddock. Daniel Harris. Elvin Hernandez. To be commissioned Second Lieutenant, U.S. Army. Amanda Ann Holmes. Stephanie Renee Hudson. Darian Shea Hunt. Nathan Christopher Jennings. Markia M. Johnson. Cassandra Capri Jones. Kaylee L. Jones, cum laude. Jalen T. Jones, magna cum laude. Jasmine Maria Kelly. Jamelia Maria Kendall. Bachelor of Science in Psychology, and Bachelor of Arts in Criminal Justice. Stephen C. Kearns. Kiana Joan Kettenring. Emily Page Lawson. Tierra Lauren Lee. Marquise T. Lewis. Jessica Ann Lloyd. Alicia Brianna Locklear. Ricky Ivo Lovick, Jr., cum laude, and Esther G. Maynor, Honors College. Raekwon Cortez Lunkin. Sarah Annette Marcius Locklear. Sean Tyler Marshall. Shaquam de Christopher Martin. Wesley A. Martin. Catherine Massey. Phoenix E. Maynor. Alyssa Nicole McCrae. Jordan T. McClelland. Justice Margaret McLeod. Jeremiah McMillan. Elijah Pierre Mebbins. Dante Allen Mosley. Evelyn Mujia. Michaelan E. Nance. Angela Rose Napoli. Bobby K. Oxendine. Tyler Nicole Oxendine. Vashaki Maria Papaspiros. Sierra Lene Parks. Reggie A. Pinner. Joshua Lynn Ransom. Jordan Isaiah Robinson. Christopher Martin Rue. Justin K. Scott, magna cum laude. Nicholas L. Siver. Maggie Elaine Smith, cum laude. Phineas Decker Smith, cum laude. William Julian Smith. Victoria Elizabeth Spencer. Natana Alexis Noel Strong. Nicole Renee Stumbling Bear. Brittany Marie Taylor. Diana Carolina Thomas. Christian Ray Tilly, summa cum laude. Esther G. Maynor, Honors College. Wesley J. Todd. Demetrius Ray Venson. Devin Walker. Aaliyah M. Wetherington, magna cum laude, Esther G. Maynor, Honors College. Tia E. Wilder. Jawad L. Williams. Kelsey Lee Williams. Alexander Douglas Wilson. Whitney Elizabeth Wilson, cum laude. Sierra R. Wimbush. Sherry Yang. Elijah Jordan Brewer. Brianna R. Carrington. Joseph Anthony Chavez, cum laude. Kelly Wyatt Corson. Yolanda S. Costin. Ayana Janae Cox. Taylor Renee Day. Daniela Chinos Dial, cum laude. Jamond Ebron. Tyler P. Harris, cum laude. Andre Michael Hewitt. Logan Michael House. Talita S. Hunt. Candace M. Jacobs. Joshua Lee Johnson. Levante Daquan Jones. Emily Page Kazmerzak. Cheyenne N. Conley. Judith Catherine Lawhan. Shashamani B. Lemons. Ricardo Alejandro Lindo Jr. Jordan Quinn Locklear. Kristen A. Locklear. Ethan Long. Alec Joseph Maddox Sr. Hunter Nicole Martin. Christopher Adam McCaskill. Jordan T. Neighbors, cum laude. Marcello K. Newkirk. Joel A. Ortiz. Jakota Denoris Pemberton. Randall Cassidy Ray. China Marie Scott. Tamsir Sek, cum laude. Christina Elaine Stevenson, magna cum laude. Darius L. Suggs. Alan Lee Turner. Jamaisha Rachelle Ward. Taylor Lee Williams. Kendra G. Brown. Jamaica Renee Davis. Marjorie Simone Barmore. Shanna Rochelle Bowersock. Deanna Dolores Brown. Brooke Nicole Carter, magna cum laude. Eden Brooke Clark. Daisha Ariel Davenport. Alicia Lauren Flynn. Ashton S. Gilbert. Kaylee Carol Henderson. DeAndrea Nicole Judge. Alicia Michelle Lassiter. Sarah Ann Locklear. Morgan Bess Love. Nancy Martinez Lubiano, cum laude. Bachelor of Social Work and Bachelor of Arts in Spanish. Chandra Renee McKinneth. Zatanya L. McNair McMillan, cum laude. Melissa Yvette Mojica Cruz, magna cum laude, Esther G. Maynor, Honors College. Charlene Bledsoe Oxendine, cum laude. Olivia Simone Patrick. Talisha Nicole Pemberton. Zacharia Shardea Ray. Sarah Frances Saint Warla. Jessica Nicole Salinas. Naima Dominique Sampson. Patrice Nicole Solis. Allison Mary Torres. Katia Matilda Vasquez. India Kimberly Wiggins. Cassie Marie Woods, cum laude. Patricia Avalos. Caitlin McClendon Baldwin. Elisa A. Barrera. Troy James Bates. Hilda Gisela Black. Xing Pang Bu. Larissa Campbell. Blake DeWayne Carney. Nick Marvin Casimir. Andrew J. Connors. Brandon Malik Dixon. Enlisted U.S. Navy as E-4 Yemen. Crystalline Camellia Barnes Durant. Monique Edwards. Tyler Ashley Fitzpatrick, cum laude. Felicia Stevenson Henderson. Anna Holloway. Renora T. James Owens. Trayvon Knight. Cheyenne A. McCorkle. Douglas Alexander Minton. Lena Simone Michner. Monica S. Mozingo. Kayla Nicole Mundine. Samantha J. Nesbitt. Harrison James Pegram. Michael Antonio Perez. Emmanuel Ofori Quay Jr. Natalia Colette Sampson. Sabrina Carol Shirley. Triana Levon Springfield. Jaquavis R. Threet. Zheng Wang. Colton Wesley Weeks. Bolin Yan. Tyrone I. Young. Ashley Nicole Bradshaw Mitchell. Shantina Terry Clark. Kimberly W. Daly. Misty Deanna Davis. Devontae Dominic Ferguson. Sarah Olivia Frick. Christy Lee Hardy. Amanda K. Hunt. Claire Jones. Dana H. K. Alexandra Mabe. Vivian Andrea Perez Chandler. Brad A. Rousey, cum laude. Leslie Cook Sullivan, summa cum laude. Jada Renee Thomas. Samantha Powers Watson. Richard Lee Williams. Brianna Bradley Chavis. Abigail Elizabeth Kane, cum laude. Samantha Lee Carson, cum laude. Chelsea Hunter Cartret, cum laude. Chelsea Jean Covington. Jessica P. Ellis, cum laude. Carlin Alexis Ferguson. Caitlin Paige Goss. Christopher Allen Hill, cum laude. Caitlin Diane Hinson. Hannah O. Long, cum laude. Courtney Michelle Polston. Alyssa Renee Price, cum laude. Michaela Lynn Reynolds, cum laude. Kayla Renee Sellers, cum laude. Latre Michelle Singletary. Lindsay Noel Harris Thomason.
You want some? Yeah. Thank you.
Chancellor Cummings, all candidates for degrees have now been presented.
Wow. Graduates, I have to admit that personally congratulating each of you as you walk across this stage is one of the favorite parts of my job. And if you folks could see the look in their eyes sometimes, it's a look of happiness, of accomplishment. Congratulations, graduates. Congratulations. Now, you may not feel any difference yet, but in the last few minutes, you stopped being students and started being alumni. I'm honored to now invite to the podium your representative, Caleb Malcolm, President of the Alumni Association.
I'll try for you. Good afternoon, Braves. First, let me congratulate you on your accomplishment. It represents a lot of dedication and effort on a lot of people's part to get you in those seats. Let me share with you a much less interesting life story than what Dr. Jones presented. In my educational endeavors, I had a frank conversation with an administrator in a degree program that I was in, and he revealed to me that they had a goal that students retained 30% of everything that they were exposed to. That made me think, because I was paying for 100% of it. It took that event to question me, to make me ask myself, is there a gap in my thinking? See, I set a goal to get a degree. What I failed to do, quite possibly, was to focus on the retention of what I was getting. That gap in my thinking made me pause. Did I actually retain it? Then life hit. I did retain it. I was able to recall it. The book learning, the critical thinking skills, everything that I needed, that I learned, that I got exposed to at this institution and the ones that followed. So my advice to you is don't fret about what you don't remember. When you need it, it will come to the surface. Today, I stand before you representing retention. Your alumni association is about retention, retaining that brave spirit, that connectivity to this institution. It is imperative for those that follow you in the months, weeks, and even decades behind you. The retention starts with your commitment to keeping the Alumni Relations Office updated with your contact information. Yes, we want to send you a letter. Be proud, be a proud representative of UNC Pembroke. Take it and wear it on your sleeve. Tell everyone about it and tell us about your accomplishments along the way. You can get there from here, and we are everywhere. On behalf of all the alumni, let me congratulate you on your accomplishment. Wish you the very best in your journey, and we're going to be the loudest and proudest moment right now when I say 1, 2, 3, go Braves, because you mean it with your heart. And all you alumni, I took pictures that stood up. I'm going to come find you. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go Braves!
So thank you, Caleb. I so appreciate the work that you have done and you continue to do as president of the association. Caleb is a strong, strong leader. So at the conclusion of this ceremony, we invite all our graduates, our families, friends, and our faculty to a reception in the University Center Annex. I encourage everyone to join us as we continue to celebrate this great accomplishment, this high watermark, and the lives of our newest Brave Nation alumni. But graduates, although I realize I am now standing between you and a celebration with your family, please allow me to share one final thought with you as your chancellor. First, a question. Have you ever thought, why do we call this graduation ceremony a commencement? Why do we call this ceremony a commencement? We're marking the end of your college career, right? The completion of your journey at this university. But to commence means to begin. It's the start of something, not the end. Just seems odd, doesn't it? Students, you've heard us say time and time again in the last years, anywhere you work to land in life, you can get there from here. Earlier this week, I had the pleasure to spend several hours with Sheila Cummings, who is president and CEO of Cummings Aerospace. No family relation, although Miss Cummings did grow up in Pembroke, and she has deep family roots still in this area. She was in UNC Pembroke's pre-engineering program in 1989 through 90, before completing her aerospace engineering degree at the University of Maryland at College Park. Ms. Cummings, Sheila had always dreamed of being an Air Force fighter pilot. So after graduation, she took the Air Force exam. She did very well, as you would expect, and she went to sign up with a recruiter and told him her plans. He responded by saying, "You would make a great nurse in the Air Force." She said, "No, you don't understand. I have this plan. I have a goal. I want to be a pilot." "Well," he said, "we need nurses." That was almost 30 years ago, but she remembers clearly the feeling of devastation as she described it earlier this week, and you could still see the emotion in her and hear it in her voice. So she set a new goal, and she decided she would pursue a career in the aerospace industry. In 2019, she formed her own company. Today, Cummings Aerospace is located in Huntsville, Alabama, with a second location in Largo, Florida, and the company partners with the likes of Boeing, Raytheon, Lockheed Martin, and other major multi-billion-dollar federal defense contractors. During her campus visit, Ms. Cummings had lunch with Dr. Mangini and several students in our 3+2 engineering program with NC State. When she was asked, "What made the difference in your success?" Without hesitation, she replied, "You've got to have fire in the belly." Wow. You've got to have fire in the belly. You see, she was told to be a nurse and she couldn't fly a jet for the Air Force, so she turned that rejection into a company that designs jets for the Air Force. Ms. Cummings went on to tell the students, "Set your goal, find your passion, and persistently pursue it." That's fire in the belly. And the most important part of fire in the belly is your willingness to persistently pursue and to work for what you want. Rejection will come. You will face disappointment. In my own life, one day you're operating on the human heart, and the next day you're told that is not an option in your future. You pick yourself up, graduates, and with fire in the belly, you set a new goal and you work for it. Graduates, listen to me. Hard work works. Hard work works. Henry Ford said, "It has been my observation that most people get ahead during the time that others waste." Working really hard is what defines most successful people. Dr. Jones's life is a living testimony to that fact. So, why do we call your graduation ceremony a commencement? Because it marks the commencement, the beginning of your new life, the beginning of your career. It's the commencement of your future, a future that is defined by you. Class of 2019, it has been my and Rebecca's honor to serve as your Chancellor and First Lady. Always know your roots are at this university. You are now forever marked by that UNC Pembroke diploma, and whatever choices you make, know you always have a home. You have a safe harbor and people rooting for your success at this university. We want nothing more than for you to be successful in life. UNC Pembroke's newest alumni, your commencement starts today. Hard work works. Find success and significance in life. And remember, you've got to have fire in the belly. I wish you Godspeed. Class of 2019, congratulations. Go Braves! Now, on your behalf, graduates, I want to thank everyone who had a part in making this commencement a special time. I am always impressed with the attention to detail that goes into making this ceremony such a perfect occasion. You've heard reference to Dr. Scott Billingsley and his planning team. Look at our grounds, how beautiful the grounds are. Look at this building. This doesn't happen except with a lot of forethought and planning. I want to give the planning committee a round of applause. And finally, graduates, before we leave, I want to help you recognize some important guests who are here with you today. For some of you, these are the most important people in the world, the ones who helped you get to this moment. As I recognize these groups, I would ask that you each please stand and remain standing as I call your name. Graduates will get a chance in a minute to applaud them. I would ask the parents or guardians of our graduates to please stand at this time and remain standing. Please stand. I would ask the spouses and children of our graduates, would you stand? I would ask that the grandparents and other family members of our graduates, would you please stand? And I would ask the special friends of our graduates, would you please stand? Now, graduates, while these people are standing, it is my pleasure to now invite you for you to now rise and show your appreciation for these people, for their love, their support, and their investment in your future. Stand and let's applaud these people. Now, for those who are not standing, I ask everyone to remain standing. Those who are not, please, would you stand? And would you remain standing as we sing our alma mater, led by the Pembroke Singers? Please note that the lyrics are in your program, and we invite everyone, especially the graduates. This is the last time you're going to sing the alma mater in this situation. Sing it, and sing it like you mean it. Pembroke Singers, thank you. Black and gold, float on forever. Go Braves. One more time with me, class of 2019. 1, 2, 3, go Braves. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Again. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. Stay at the microphone. Congratulations. I ask everyone to please remain standing during the recessional as we honor our graduates one last time. Please wait until the graduates have recessed before proceeding to the reception. Congratulations again, class of 2019.